I travel fairly often for my work as Snapchick. I love to head out into the great outdoors with my photography gear and then share the experience with all of you through my photos and videos. Over the years, I've found a handful of items that pretty much go with me on every trip. In this video, I will share those items with you. But before I get into that, this video is sponsored by Squarespace, an all-in-one platform for your online presence. I've been recommending it to viewers for years, and you can even see how I built a photography portfolio site in the video linked up above. You can create a beautiful website by choosing a template and customizing it to fit your needs. It's a super easy process, but you can actually take your customizations down to the nitty-gritty if you want to. Go try it for free by following my link down in the description below, squarespace.com/snapchick. When you use that link, you will even save 10% off of your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, on to the video. Let's talk cameras first. I bring a good all-around camera with me, like my Nikon Z7 or the Sony Alpha 7 R3, which I am currently borrowing to try out. These cameras are good for still photography and for video, which is a big part of what I do. When I only had DSLRs, I would bring along something like this Remoview K1, which is an awesome gimbal camera. I would use this for my video and my DSLRs for still photography. Now moving on to lenses. I will bring a mid-range zoom like this Nikon 24-70mm f4 for the Z7 or this Sony 24-70 f2.8. I like to bring a telephoto lens like the Nikon 200-500 f5.6. To use this on my Z7, I would also need to bring this FTZ adapter or this Sony 70-200 f2.8. And I tend to throw in a prime lens too, like this 35mm f1.8 or this Sony 24mm f1.4. Now you certainly wouldn't need to bring the newest mirrorless full frame cameras and pricey fast lenses to be successful on a trip. These are just the things that I'm most excited about right now and the things that I am most comfortable using. And that's kind of the important thing. Since I'm doing this for work, I need to be comfortable using the gear because I want to be sure to be quick on the draw when something cool happens in front of me that I want to photograph or video. Also, having 3 lenses covers me pretty well in case something happens to one of the lenses. I'll still have the other 2 to work with. I've been known to bring less expensive lenses too, like this Nikon 24-85 f3.5 to 4.5 lens, which was great on my Nikon D810. The point is that I like to have lenses that will cover the range of focal lengths that I think I'll need for that particular trip. Also, I always have extra memory cards and extra batteries. And I always have a second camera because I almost always travel with Raymond, who will also be carrying a camera. So if something happens to my rig, I'll be able to use whatever he brought for my Snapchick work. Now, if he wasn't with me, I would definitely bring an additional camera body, preferably something that uses the same lenses and batteries. Okay, next is an action camera. This is my newest and my favorite action camera, the Sjcam Sj8 Pro. I like to have this one for time lapses while I'm out at sunrises and sunsets and just various extra camera angles. It's just easy to toss into my bag and bring everywhere with me. I also like to bring lighting. I always have a headlamp, but I also have these Lytra Pro lights that I bring for any sort of job that I might need extra light for. Setting up in the dark before sunrise, maybe using them to illuminate me for some promo shots of the trip. These are something else that are just easy to toss into my bag. Now for a tripod. I recently purchased a GorillaPod 3K kit and I really like it because it's lightweight and it's easy to pack and it serves most purposes for me when I'm out on the trails. If I do think that I'll be doing anything heavy duty like astrophotography or I'll need a taller tripod for something, I like this inexpensive travel tripod. Since I film videos in the field, I also need gear to record sound. So I use one of 2 solutions depending upon my mood, basically. The one that I use most often is a combination of the Zoom H4n sound recorder and this Sony lavalier microphone. The other option I have is the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. Either one is great for sound. I use the lavalier mic when I want to minimize environmental noise, and I use the Rode when I want the environmental noise. I always make sure to back up my images and video when I'm on the road. I use a 15-inch MacBook Pro when I'm at home, but when I'm on the road, I prefer to bring something smaller. I like to use this older 11-inch MacBook Air. I have a couple of external drives, a Samsung 1TB SSD and a 4TB Western Digital hard drive. The last time I was out, I brought both, and I made copies of my images to both drives. Also, I need to make sure everything stays charged, so I bring charging cables and chargers for everything. I bring a small USB power bank for when I'm out on the trails, and if I'm driving to my destination and I'll be off the grid, I bring this solar generator. It's the Energy Kodiak, along with a solar panel if I'm going to be gone for more than a few days, because that will charge up the solar generator. So what do I put it all in? I have 2 bags that I use the most often. If I can get away with it, I pack everything into this Low-Pro Photo Sport 300 AW2. It is a camera backpack that also has a ton of room for my clothing layers and snacks and a hydration bladder. Plus, I can run with it on. If I need extra storage though, I like this giant bag. It's the K&F Concept Backpack. It has a ton of capacity and a ton of flexibility for what I put in it, including my computer. Well, that's it, everybody. Of course, there are a whole slew of other things that I bring. Layers of clothes for whatever weather I might run into, food, a good book, which never gets read really because there's always one more trail that I want to hike. But that is the core set of things that I bring on every adventure. I would love to hear from all of you about your favorite photography gear items to bring when you're traveling, whether that be for work or for fun. Let me know down in the comments below. And there are links to all of the things that I mentioned down in the description if you're interested. They are affiliate links, so thanks to those of you that use those links. I'll be sharing my next big adventure soon, so make sure that you are following and subscribed and all of that. And thanks for watching.